Hello friends, I have been meaning to make this video for a couple days now. Maybe it's been a week. I don't know if it's been a week. My days kind of just blur all the way together. They kind of blur the way that I can't tell what I look like on screen right now. Everything is so blurry. My glasses are somewhere down there. I'm getting ready to go to the OC fair, but before I leave, I was like, hold on. I need to talk about this on my YouTube channel. I feel like this video will be so beneficial for artists, aspiring artists, anybody throwing events. Anyway, sometimes little things play in my head and I just have to laugh. Anyway, I went to this Fuerza Regida album release party. I have been to so many album release parties in the past couple months. And let me tell you guys, Fuerza Regida had the best album release party that I've been to in so long. So much so that I'm going to drop an entire YouTube video explaining a good versus a bad album release party. So you saw those cameras. They were live streaming it to the people outside. There goes El Walter, if you know, you know. Did you guys peep? The bathroom had Cheeto floors. The DJ was also really good. But then the man of the hour showed up, so it was really time to get the party started. Personally, I'm loving the album. I'm seeing a lot of negative criticism, but I'd love to see a Mexican artist step a little bit outside of their lane and mix two different vibes. I really wish there was more open-mindedness in the community. Like, the corridos will be back. They're not going to go anywhere. I simply admire people stepping out of their comfort zones and trying something new, knowing that it might not hit with the audience, but being able to choose your creativity over anything, I think, is so powerful. Yeah, then the police showed up. Yo, whoa, it's bad. Yo ocupaba un vasito de ceviche antes de que And in the past couple of months, I've gone to a lot of album release parties. Typically, I'm a plus one, and my boyfriend takes me. I'm like the chosen one. And I've been able to like sit back, watch these album release parties, and I feel like I really have the credibility to say what makes a good album release party and what makes a not so good album release party. I have not named the names of the other celebrities that I've gone to because the album release parties have just felt pretty flat. And the purpose of an album release party is really for promo. You know, there are invited guests. Hello. You like my hair? Thank you. I'm really proud of my hair today. I hope it doesn't undo. But the whole purpose of these album release parties are for promotional purposes. And typically the label, I believe, has like the most creative say. Like, I'm sure the artist has some creative say and they ask for certain things for their album release parties. But all in all, I think like the label chooses a lot of it. I might be completely wrong, but that's just like the energy that I kind of pick up on. So why was Fuerza Regida's album release party? I feel like I just said album release party 30 times, but I'm not going to make any cuts in this video. You guys are just going to take the whole ride with me. Why was this one the best that I've ever been to? For starters, they did it on like the Santa Monica, I don't know if boardwalk, pier? No, I don't know. Well, like right there in Santa Monica where all the houses are. And at first I was like, interesting. Like I didn't know if that made sense for them and like their vibe and their aesthetic. If you don't know who Fuerza Regida is, they're like some of the biggest Mexican artists in my opinion, and they typically make like corridos. But this album is a little different and I personally love it. There's a lot of criticism behind it, but we'll get into that later. Anyway, I didn't know how like the beach vibe was gonna fit, but it was perfect. Okay, the house that it was at was not big. It did have like three stories ish, and it had a view to where people walk along the beach, which I thought was such a cool touch because they end up posting that they're gonna do like a free concert for their fans. So the fans were able to be on like the sidewalk thing and listen to the album release party with the people who were partying inside. So I thought that was such a great way to actually engage with fans and give them something free where you're in a really close proximity. I thought that was a great touch. I think building community and like really engaging with your fans as artists is so important. So the location was great. Additionally, compared to other release parties, I've seen other release parties just have too big of a venue for the artists that they're throwing it for. I don't know if some of these artists don't realize that they might not be as big in the sense of pulling in a crowd. And I think it could be kind of like sad for the artist when there's like a really big space and not that many people. And for this one, all the content that is being caught in there, it looks like a party and it felt like a party. Like it didn't feel like they were just doing it for the content, although I know they were getting content. There's like GoPro cameras everywhere. People in there were shooting content. I did like a short vlog. I'll include it somewhere in here. But it didn't feel like it was a content grab. It really felt authentic, and that's another plus point for them. And then they had so much ceviche. This is, I guess, my own personal favorite. I love ceviche. So when I walked in and saw the ceviche platters, I was like, oh, this is going to be a good one, you know? Of course, it's an open bar, as most album release parties are, but I have gone to one where it wasn't free. And I know that I am not entitled to anything for free. It is an absolute privilege. But of course, I'm going to give plus points to the artists who have the open bar versus when you try to get a drink and you realize that each drink is $30. Yeah, I did go to one like that. I ended up not posting about that one because just the whole thing was not that fun. And I'm really rating this not just on free things that you get. It's really the entire ambiance that matters. So, yeah, this one was like a perfect size for the artist. Maybe even too small. But I think it just worked. And then the artist himself was like, he seemed pretty engaging with everybody. It looked like he was having fun. He was playing like all his whole album. I need a burp. He was playing his whole album. He even gave a little like precursor that it is different from the previous albums, but you know, to just kind of listen with an open mind. And I spoke about this on like a short TikTok that I made. I speak on it on the TikTok that I made. And it's just about how I feel like artists can get caught in just what the people want to hear. And although that is a part of being an artist, of course, especially like in a capitalistic society, like you got to cater to your audience, you want to make the sales, but to value your creativity and your vision over anything else, I think is incredibly powerful. I don't feel like the label or other people pushed them to make this kind of music. I feel like they really wanted to make this kind of music, and they knew that their OG fan base was kind of going to be like, what is this? We don't like it. But I appreciate the slight pivot. I think the corridos are absolutely going to come back. I think they're going to keep making music like their original music. But, you know, they went a little bit toward a different route. It was kind of like a Jersey like type of feel. And I thought it was fire. Like, I also might have an emotional attachment to the album because I was able to go to this party. And I just had such a good time. Like, even to the point where the police had to come and shut it down. Obviously, this was thrown like at an Airbnb, so I'm guessing, I don't know, the owners caught drift of how big it got because there did end up being a really big audience on the beach side. But he was able to get through the whole album and then some, and then that's when the cops came. So it was just like, it just really felt like a good party. Like, I felt like I was at a family party. It didn't feel commercial whatsoever. So, yeah, I feel like those are the main points of why it was good. And yeah, I think a big part, like, I think all artists should underestimate themselves in terms of how many people they can pull into a space. I think that would benefit them a lot, so you don't book a big ass venue or just a really expensive venue that just doesn't make sense. I think album release parties are the perfect time to engage with the people who show up for you, to engage with fans, to give something to your fans. So yeah, I'm at 8 minutes 47 seconds. I would like to make this longer, but
yeah, I think you're good. You got to the point. As long as you're able to give people what they need, and like,
yeah.
This is why it was good.
I think that was it, right?
Yeah, you don't got to throw in any extras if you don't got to. I think your point is perfect, what you made.
Yeah, that's really all I have to say. I have been thinking about this album release party ever since it ended. So I'm going to keep streaming the album. This is obviously not paid promotion. I wish Fuerza Regida would have paid me for this video. But yeah, it just is what it is. It was fire. I hope they throw another one, and I hope I can get an invite next time too, you know? But I don't mind being a +1. I really don't. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. That has been the highlight of my week. We've done a lot of pretty cool stuff this week. Our friend had a birthday party yesterday, but you could see that vlog on my Instagram or my TikTok first-handedly. I didn't make a YouTube vlog for that one. I kind of like getting on here and just talking about the things that I've done. The vlogs are really fun, but I kind of just been in my sit and chat mode. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And get a load of my hairstyle. Like, shout out Irvi. Shout out Irvi. She didn't do this exact hairstyle, but she kind of gave me the blueprint on how to get here. So shout out Irvi. If you're watching this, thanks for all of your hair tips and tricks.